All right, everybody, we are finally up and running. Had some issues getting started. Now I am going on the wrong way. Got a full load of logs going the wrong direction. And I'm stuck on a buried tree. I wasn't looking where I was going. I was trying to see the stream. Hey, Jake, Anthony, Farmer Kyle, what's up? Of course, I can't see where I'm at because it's still dark on the server. Thought it was going to be about an hour later in the day. There we go. Hey, David, what's up? Stuck on one of these stupid berry trees. Road up here I need to be on. This is going to take us down a long road. Sawmill. Guess I'm running parallel to it. There it is. Oh! So we should have light pretty soon. You guys will be able to see my horrific forestry operation. We are in debt pretty heavily. We're going to be using the forestry to get ourselves out of debt, but of course some of the debt is a result of buying the forestry stuff, so it's kind of you know, chicken before the egg. We wouldn't be no, Nelly. We wouldn't be near in debt if it wasn't for trees. I took a couple trips down here yesterday and didn't have a single problem. Let's do this and let's just unstrap these logs.
You still stuck bad? You need me to get the tractor with the front loader?
No, I'm stuck different now. Something awful happened. Lost my load on the side.
Well, that would be tragic if it wasn't auto load. You think you can get her, or you want me to go get the tractor?
Oh, something to run into this would help. let's take a look at this. Let's take auto load to the.
Looks like lag weasels coming up the road.
We definitely need to spend money to make money, right? It's about 40, probably about 46,000 in here.
Thought he was. I'll go get the tractor. Considering he's only like 20 feet away.
Well, I think he's trying to hook up to something that would have a chance at riding the trailer.
Well, I think the ponytail laden pink truck should be enough.
Oh, the little gator would work, right?
No, I don't think he's been down here. Everything he's got's pink. You'll see in a moment.
Well, I hauled 2 loads yesterday in the complete dark. They were pretty darn stable for me.
Forgive whatever you say. Don't say Caitlin to him, okay?
Weasel, you got a stump grinder. I'll come down to help you.
He's got a pink version of what we have, a claw to it. That's what took for. He was trying to grab the claw of it. Been saved.
Can't make fun of that pink one now, can the Weasel?
His location. I could have brought the manly looking one down too.
Now we just need to get that one stray log. We'll be back in business. Oh, jumped over the sign. All right. Back in business. Well, that's another thing with this night. You can only see so far ahead of you. Next thing you know, the road turns. We're back in business. Everybody had an enjoyable first 10 minutes, right? Hey, Josh. Oh, what am I doing? It unload. Oh, it's interesting. It's going rather problematic, actually. There we are now. Now we're in business. Diesel's got the sawmill set up like he owns the place.
I noticed that. I looked like the Pink Panther puked everywhere.
I think he actually does. I think when he bought that one property down there, the sawmill come with it.
Pigs are quite profitable. He's leveraged with the bank so deep that he's never going to get dug out. AKFS Logging Company. Well, we're not going to be doing the logging that I like to do.
Farm and look at the soybeans.
I'd much rather do more smaller scale logging, but that's not going to be what we're going to be doing here.
Oh, thank you. I like getting out of the house once in a while.
Remember that tree being there, but okay.
Oh, before I forget, what time is Saturday's fun?
I don't know yet. They haven't sent me a message. I'll get a message tomorrow.
Alright, the soonest, because I might have to set an alarm, because I don't want to fumble through that crap and not have my first cup of coffee.
I understand that. Thanks for the sub, Lewis. we didn't have so long to drive. If we look at the map, we got to go up there just south of Field 9. You can see the sawmill's way down there in the lower right of the map. So we're going to have to make our way diagonal across and then cut back. That was a pretty good load. That was close to, that was $60,000, I think. Get a couple loads like that, we'll be able to make a pretty good divot in our loan. What maps is everybody playing? Saw there were a couple maps updated today. Marwell Manor was one of those. Tyrolean Alps was another. New Geo got released. Something about Italy, I think. Timor Coast. Nothing wrong with that one.
Weasel, are you cutting there at the sawmill? Where are you cutting at?
Midwest Horizon. That's the set of trees that we're working on right there. This is our field. We're all good driving on this one. I know. Now with no mods being released Monday or Tuesday, a little concerned that it may drag out into next week. They haven't showed up in the testing thread. Then again, I think half of the stuff that got released today didn't show up in the testing thread. Oh, did you move everything in a nice pile? I don't know where this trailer came from. One that was requested on the server, but I think it's pretty cool how it lets you load these logs in stacks of two sets of 6-meter lengths. Unload these to make matters cleaner. What that one log that's crooked? There we go. Up. I'm gonna load up the front. I'll show you guys it in the shop. Maybe that'll. Maybe you'll be able to find it that way. Back here. Alright, so let's strap that down.
How are you stuck? Across the road over here?
Over here out of the way. And let's take a look at it. So it's called the so we have Timber Runner wide autoload. We have a 12 meter, that's the one I've got, 15 and a 20 meter. I didn't go with this crazy long one. One we have.
Saw a log laying out here in this field too, Weasel. Right here.
What did we get? $66,000. Nice. So we have a $430,000 loan. Let's repay this down. 360. So until we have some decent light, we're just dragging around a portable light. I'll put some light on the situation. Hey, Fart Ninja, what's up? What is going on? Oh. There we go. So I got this because it's half the price of the Ponzi. And we can get it with the cutting head. But I don't have quite the control that I would have with the Scorpion King as far as where the logs go. Cutting head ends up wanting to rotate toward the vehicle like that. Come on, cut. There we go.
You show me where your stumps are.
And this is the mess I end up with. Hey, Jake. We've already said hey, didn't we? Hey, Chancellor Lots, what's up? Oh, look at that. That sounds like a double tree. It's not a hotel.
I got the one right there by the wall.
I'd much rather use the chainsaw to cut the logs down. Use the logging winch to get all the logs in a nice row and then cut them all up in length. And while that is more enjoyable for me, it's not the path to a bunch of money.
Tree on the side of the road up here that hadn't been good limb. Somewhere right in here, I thought. Yeah. It's laying on the ground, but
then what we're going to do is we're going to basically expand this field into the forest.
Yeah, it's right here.
Indeed, it is about the journey.
I think it's just part of the map.
I don't plan on putting a whole lot of hours into this. We're not going to be. We're not definitely not going to be doing forestry every day of the winter. So it's going to be make the money while you can. So, do you know what mud was in 17? Did you play a map in 17 that had mud on it? First explain what mud is. Okay, so mud, we'll start with mud and then we'll explain dynamic mud. So mud is a mod that you can, it's basically a script that can be added to a map. And the map author basically paints a mud layer in certain places. And when you drive a vehicle over that, you'll see mud splatter up where you drove. You will have a pretty significant loss of traction, which will result in either you sliding off, trying to turn, possibly wheel slippage, etc. Well, the standard mud basically is like permanent mud, permanent mud. no matter what happens on the map, you always have mud, and it's always in, the exact same spot, and it's always the same. Well, with the advent of seasons, there was an interest that, if you haven't had rain in all of summer, go through the entire summer without rain, then you shouldn't have a lot of mud because, well, the ground should be dry. So in 17, the mud script, the mud mod, was modified to basically work with seasons, and it paid attention to the ground moisture. Okay, so if it had just rained and the ground moisture was high, then you would have a lot of mud. You'd have a big mud effect. If you hadn't had a lot of rain for a while and the ground moisture was low, then the mud effect would be very minimal. You have another one of those double trees. So that's dynamic mud, in that the mud is basically paying attention to other aspects like ground moisture that seasons introduced. Now, if you played on a map that had dynamic mud and you didn't play with seasons, what you saw was that the mud only appeared when mud was only evident when it was raining or soon after the rain. But then basically within 20 or 30 minutes, game minutes of it raining, the mud would go away and you wouldn't have mud anymore until it rained again. So with seasons, mud was still there. It was just lessened with less ground moisture. So that's basically mud and dynamic mud. Be something that would need to be added to the map. Our light tower got completely how did it get repositioned to go that way? We're not going to worry with unfolding this. We're just going to reposition this. Come over there. Now where's my trailer? Oh, there it is. I don't know. I doubt you'd be able to paint the mud. I really don't know. We haven't seen it in 19. Know how it might behave. My knowledge, mud hasn't been a thing yet. 19. Maybe I didn't have a problem with the logs. Yesterday because I didn't have such a full load. Turn that off. I'll log get auto loaded. Alright, let's go make another trip. See if we can earn ourselves some more money. Whoa! What'd you get for not looking? So, like on Emerald Coast, okay? You know where all of those locations on the map where there is water puddles? Well, that's kind of a placeholder. Will said that's basically a placeholder for where mud will be. So you can imagine everywhere that you see water puddles, you know, standing water on the ground. Basically, imagine driving and just mud splattering all over the place. If you go back and watch my 17 Farm Sim 17 Emerald Coast series, you'll see me deal with mud. You'll see the mud effect quite a bit. Hey Demetrius, what's up? Basically paying down the loan as we sell loads off. We don't have to be running such high interest.
Can you pick it back up with it?
Alright, that's cool. If I remember next time I see you, I'll call you Anderson.
I know in 17 you couldn't.
Oh, the log?
Yeah. If you lose it. If you lose it out of the...
Yeah, just drag
Cutter.
the thing over to it like you're cutting it down and recut it. You'll just have a slip.
Does that one allow you to open and close the thing manually? I know some of those, like the North Modding Company John Deere ones, let you actually open and close the log grabber manually. Maybe that would let you do it, but I don't know if that cutter head does that. We can start to see now. Need to get a new mouse? What are you thinking of getting? Your farm color isn't even pink, so why embrace the pink? You should be embracing the orange. Right?
Which, by the way, is a very fine color to rock.
Yeah, Dodge is the only one that's man enough, right, to have orange vehicles. Lime green. Like to sport their interesting colors. Now that it's a little brighter, we can actually see where the road is. We can actually slow down.
Truth, why I bought mine, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And I have a habit of speeding. If somebody's tailgating and I have a bad day and I lock the brakes up and they hit me, they can't say they didn't see my truck.
Or is it that you have a bad habit of losing it in the parking lot? And you just wander aimlessly around hitting the beeper looking for the lights.
Maybe.
Anybody use the side panel, the SciTech side panel? Chancellor was asking about it. I don't, Chancellor.
David does, but he's gone. But he's got one. And you can pick the log back up. He's got it picked back up and cutting it.
Here's that turn we missed. I washed it just yesterday before we started doing the logging. Logging is dirty business.
You want me to get rid of those ends with this?
Uh-oh. Oh. Autosave lag. $8,000 and another 12. Let's load this one up. There we go, 1,200.
Well, apparently this
Hey, Raz.
Ponzi's worthless to me because mine's saying control group nil.
Hit G.
Is- I
Yeah, hit G.
a
Times.
couple times. The toggle.
It's a bit more cumbersome than the Scorpion King alone, but half the price. Guess you got to put up a little pain. Who hates dollies? I hate dollies. Oh, crud monkeys.
light poles are a problem too.
Well, apparently autoload was still in effect, and it grabbed all his logs. All right, Raz. Catch you later. I don't mind dolly trailers as much as I mind these little dolly things for a semi. I'd much rather have a truck. Crud. I'd much rather have a truck, but I really couldn't afford a truck earlier. I think this tree that's lying flat on its side over here by field 15 on this logging road, I think that's like put there by the map author.
Yeah, it's like buried it halfway in the ground.
No, you can't. The Kraz comes in 3 different variants. The semi, the dump truck, and the seed hopper. So they're not, can't convert it like you can the Ford. There are 3 different trucks. Yeah, I was desperate with this because I didn't have the cash to buy a truck. Now the Ford, you can really customize it because it's one truck with all of those configurations, which I really have to give the guy credit for, because I would think that it'd be a lot easier to make, a dozen different individual trucks and just package it all up. Catch you later, Anthony. Much nicer now. Definitely see. Still too dark to turn off the headlights, but at least see some of the countryside. We were able to get a couple of our fields planted. They are kind of in their first growth state like that through winter. I like the Ford's autoload options, the full and light autoload. If you want to be totally cheaty, you can go with full autoload and just drive past things. But if you want to be a little less cheaty, then you could have it on light mode and basically, pick them up with like forks and get them close to the truck, and then it grabs it. Later, Raz. Hey, Farmalls, what's up? trying to be good server citizens and not drive over other people's fields. Yes, he went with the updated autoload script from Alfalfa that basically is Alfalfa is calling it universal autoload. I don't really think it's that. It's more of a it's exterior to the mod now. So instead of having the autoload script in each individual autoload mod, mods that are prepared for this universal autoload basically will work with this autoload script that's in the mod itself, or in autoload script that is a mod itself. Cutting them what length?
8, I thought, was the magic number.
I was cutting them in 6. I didn't get 2 stacks of 6. Can't get 2 stacks of 8.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not proficient with this thing over here.
Let's just load them right from the cutter. Yeah, it's a little cumbersome, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I only like it because it's cheap. I find it works if you come at it from like the back and do straight on. Yeah, framework. So like the global company is a framework where you put the global company mod in your mod folder, and then there's mods that use global company but don't need all the global company scripts within the mod itself. So it's a framework. What this Alfalfa universal autoload is, still I wouldn't call it universal, because when you read universal you think that it adds autoload to other things, which it kind of does but kind of doesn't, because you need to have the trailer be actually prepared for the autoload script. It just doesn't work. Like GTX's universal passenger script just works for all the in-game vehicles. You don't have to do anything to the in-game vehicles, it just works. Now, if you want to add that functionality to a modded vehicle, you have to add something to the mod to then allow it to work. But you don't have to put any of the passenger scripts into that particular mod. So that's kind of what this new autoload script is you put the autoload script in your mod folder. Then mods that are configured to work with it don't need the autoload script within each individual mod. It just references that one mod that's in your mod folder. So let's say the autoload script is 15 kilobytes in size. And let's say you have 5 autoload mods that use that autoload script. Well, each of those mods would be 15 kilobytes larger because each mod has its own copy of that autoload script in it. So you have 5 mods, each with that universal autoload script within it. So you have 5 copies of that script. So what this universal autoload version does is, let's pretend now that those 5 mods have been made to work with the universal autoload script. That script goes in your mod folder, and those 5 mods all reference that one autoload script mod in your mod folder. Makes all those other mods a little bit smaller in size, but also allows you to maybe he updates that script and adds a little extra functionality to it. It might be that you just get that extra functionality just by dropping a new autoload script mod in your mod folder. Whereas before, each mod author would basically need to update their mod with the new version of that script and then re-release it. And players would have to find that out, discover that, re-download it, and make use of it. It shouldn't conflict at all, because the only thing that should reference it are mods that are configured to be aware of it. Make sure we're not autoloading. So start. And I think this sign right here, I think that sign's one of the few signs on the map that actually has a collision. That's a pretty sorry sight for a load, but gets the job done. Not going to get near as much money off of this load. It's because we're short a bunch of logs. Seriously have a long drive. This is a long access road. Get to the sawmill. Whoa. Got a little squirrely. I did. It says it's turned off. Brakes, fail me now. We get 52. Go. So again, it's just about the same amount. 196. Nice. There we go. Now $250,000 loan. Not bad. Up to about 200,000 in logging income tonight.
It's always been good money.
I had to max out our loan in order to buy all that junk. So it'd be cool if we could zero our loan out and then when we're done logging, sell it all back and have a nice little bank account. Let's see here. I wonder if we can see where we are. Up in that general direction, I guess. Too far away to see where we're logging at right now.
And then we'll have a mega field on top of that.
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, I don't know if we're going to clear all these trees. Cleared all those trees, just about double that size, wouldn't it? Kind of got a little secondary town down here we got to drive through. Whoa. I got hay on the ground? Straw on the ground?
What field did you go by?
W7 maybe, or 24?
Yeah, it's weasels.
There's the trees that we're cutting. See right through the Right through there, you can kind of see where the Ponzi is, or the lights are. That's our investment right there. Yeah, Jake, this is a 4X map for sure. Oh, Thomas was asking. Yeah, it's a 4X map. You can tell by how slow we are moving across the map at 30 miles an hour. That means field 24 down there is about the size of a, about 2/3 the size of a standard map itself. Oh, I think if you ever were on a 16X map, you would definitely know. It takes an eternity to get anywhere.
I'm getting pretty good at that.
Uh, 16 is definitely a thing. I haven't seen really any 8X maps. I don't think that's a thing. I think it goes 2, 4, and then 16. The 16 is basically 4X maps. Oh. This thing not turn.
It's a lot darker up there where they're at than it is down here where we're at.
What did I run into? You want to know how to clear stumps quick? Go into wireframe mode using the dev console. See those stumps lickety split. Well, see, the sun's on the other side of the trees, so we have all the shadows of the trees.
You do. I mean, I'm watching your video and you're using a lot more light than we are.
So we'll be in the shadows, like, almost all day long because of how low the sun is. Now, if we cleared these trees out over here, then this whole area would all of a sudden probably get a lot brighter. Let's load up this logs, and then let's clear some tree stumps.
This will work better if this dang cutter head wouldn't always try to pivot in toward the cat.
Yeah, I think you might be. There might be a way to actually rotate that, but yeah,
I did, but that just makes it worse and slows you down.
I agree. I had that experience.
So what you do is just cut the crap on top of you and circle backwards so it falls off.
Yeah, and then you don't worry about making pretty stacks of logs either. It's kind of crazy with it.
Yeah, well, with that autoload trailer, I didn't really think it was a necessity at the moment.
Yeah, this trailer works real good. Then I'll go to the front. What the heck happened there? Unload these. Get that one that's crooked, which of course will probably be the last one to unload. There we go. And now let's numpad. Let's switch to pile 1. I don't know if it's the multiplayer lag that's making when these logs pick up, you can actually see them flip around and stuff, because usually in single player you just see them drop in. Maybe the script is somehow different.
Nah, I know what you mean. It's kind of like a slideshow effect.
The one I just picked up, you literally see it flip in the air and then drop into the trailer, whereas maybe if I used this in single player, you would just see it drop down from the sky into the trailer. You also load back. Little front. I don't want the back. Switch sides. Keeps one to load the back. Maybe we'll just call that full. Right? Maybe we'll just call that full. Just drop that down. We'll just call that full. Hey, Doughboy, what's up? We gotta earn some money. Well, if you want to change the scenery, you can run that load down. Try not to flip it.
Alright, let me cut this one first so we don't jump out and drop.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes was a bit exciting. First, we had a hard time getting the stream started. Then we had some driving issues. I'll 100% blame them on using the little semi-dolly with the tractor. Have a log standing vertically.
I was getting ready to inform you of my skill. That's a treetop.
Quite the talent. Did that caber toss pretty well.
Would have never been able to do it without that fine functioning mod of a tree.
So it's not hard to get to. It's just a long drive. So go into
I'll take my time.
go into town and you make a left after the soccer field, and then you keep driving for a while. Then you enter another town. Then the road Y's off to the left, Y's off to the right. You want to take that, and then just south of Field 17, there's the entrance drive to the Sawmill. You take. Then the long drive. Sawmill. It's never operator error, it's always a fault of the equipment.
And when I see big pink piles of puke everywhere, I know I'm getting close.
Yeah, when you drive by his logs, just hit autoload. Grab a few.
That's what he had me standing out the road. Watch you.
I'm not driving through his field to get there quicker. I mean, I could drive right through field 10 and I'd get there a lot quicker.
10 is Jerry's. That'll get you there real quick.
Oh, and I should drive for that.
Good snail trail. I can grind up that pine tree that's laying down here. My 18.
They are opening this up quite a bit. So were you over on County Line earlier, Doughboy?
Much smoother drive than all those logs I delivered on Riverview.
Yeah. I can expect. I'm going to talk about narrow roads. This map has four-lane highways compared to that one. I'm getting back to that one. Alright, we gotta cut this tree down. Seems to have been getting missed. Maybe we could just leave it here. We have a pine tree in the middle of the field. We could plant a commemorative pine on all of our gameplays. Right? It's wanting to start to turn back toward me. That's what it seems this thing does. Again, because it's half the price of the Scorpion King, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of its, issues. Wonder if we can manage to pay off all of our debt tonight. That'd be interesting. Thanks for the sub, Roger. Get back around on the log. So Saturday, if y'all haven't heard, is the first online farm sim tournament, and hopefully, I will be we'll be fielding a team. Don't know when our match is going to be scheduled. Our first round match. We know the tournament starts at 6 a.m. Eastern. It would run basically all morning. And if we make it to the finals, or the secondary rounds, that starts 6 a.m. Sunday morning. That ought to be interesting. But oh. So I think the Farm Sim League thing is kind of an interesting deal. I know lots of folks were making fun of it early on, but it's actually rather fun to be a part of. Get caught up in the heat of the moment with the the matches. Hey Chris, what's up? Yeah, it should be. It's going to be broadcast on Twitch and YouTube. YouTube seems to be the place where they put the German broadcasters, and Twitch seems to be where they put the English speaking announcers. But there is a Twitch and YouTube Farm Sim channel that you can find it at. It's where they've broadcasted the other tournaments that have been kind of in-person tournaments. Yo. What on earth? Just start moving on your own. That is early, Chris. Thanks for coming out and watching. Yeah, so the tournament's, it starts at noon, I guess, Central European time zone on Saturday. All right, later, there, boy. There we go. Finally cut. Yep, 6 a.m. Eastern. Saturday and Sunday. I assume the tournament's going to basically run from 6 a.m. to noon for Eastern time zone. I have no idea how many teams have signed up or anything. Probably have. I don't know if we have another load or not. Baronet, he's down there. There we go. Another double tree. Oh. I don't know. Can you watch Twitch without having an account? It's funny. I've got a Twitch account, and apparently I have Twitch followers. I've never done anything over there other than watch things. I honestly don't really like that platform. Kind of confuses me. Seems a bit more cluttered and a bit more busied. Hey, Will, what's up? Just did all the forestry fun. We're just making a complete mess of things. It's a stubborn load.
First time I ever used it, I don't know. It's a pain in the butt.
Did you unstrap it? There, the straps are off.
Well, that's the first thing I did. I just thought you'd drive in there, kind of hit the exclamate, hit R, and they should just drop down and unload. So I got two little stubborn ones. And I don't have my Polish super strength, I can just throw them off.
You could unload, then reload them. Nebraska lands will be treeless.
Now this hot chick showed up to spy on what I'm doing.
He wants to know what not to do. It's just all over the place.
There we go, that's all, folks. You can pay the loan back. Thanks for lag for whatever. He was so helpful, I think I'll turn the auto load on to help me clean some of these tree mess up down here.
Yeah, the maps get kind of laggy with all those trees down there. Definitely help them clean them up. Even if it's just picking them up, then driving somewhere else and dropping them off. I think I've been.
Yeah, I could bring them back over here, lag, and drop them off, and I could practice unloading them again since I need practice.
I made a thorough mess of this over here. Cut 2 more, and then we'll get to stumping. I think that's another double tree, isn't it? It is indeed. Kind of interesting how he's done a few of those. That one almost looks like it's deliberate. A log storage mod, that would be interesting. What the heck? There we go. Take a look at this tree. He's done this a few times. It's almost as if it's deliberate. Like it's a double trunked tree. Hey David, what's up?
Wow, early second day winter. Look at the temperature already.
Well, it doesn't look like it's going to get. Here we are in the 20s, 30s. Oh, snow coming up in 2 days.
Yeah, that's
Snow
what
and
I was
rain.
thinking.
They'll be offering a plowing service. Where's our stump ground? What's over here? Careful with the plow or the blower. Make really big high piles of snow that might not go away till like late summer. Be able to make snow cones. Yeah, Josh, we're not going to go too much longer. Probably haul one more load down there. See, whatever it takes to get these logs up off the ground. Because we know that logs don't apparently have farm ownership. It's like anybody could come around and pick up our logs. You'd hate for somebody to mistakenly pick up our cash. Here's another double tree that we had. Yeah, people want free money. There we go. Stumps out of the way. Remember, always go to wireframe and super cheap. Where all the stumps are then. That's how I picked up eggs when I couldn't find them in 17. Then some map author decided to bury the eggs in the ground. Painted them Easter egg colors. All the fun things you get to experience in testing things. almost done. Oh, oh. I was just going to clean up these logs and figure we'd call her done. Doesn't cut
Yeah, I'll
anymore.
load them up. Right, I'll load them up and I'll go sell them.
Go. Yep, Darren's over here. Switch to autoload right.
That's a pretty long drive. Heck, you'll be asleep by the time I ever get back here.
It is a long drive.
Yeah, I think that trick is I have to pull farther to the left so when I unload them, because when I was unloading them, they were throwing them way up on top of that fake log pile.
Now wait till Weasel goes up to his forest in the north. He'll be an hour driving down there.
But he's got that one down in the south central part 2.
Didn't want to load that log that was standing up. Did it?
Nah.
Let's unload this and got a couple that are too far forward. We'll load her back up. Go. Ponzi Buffalo drives too slow. You'd be here all day trying to get down there. That off. That one lays down better. Load all these again. I have a load and a half. Load and a half with this trailer. We're really cutting them up. Let's get this out of the way. And let's unload it. Get it all lined back up again. This trailer is pretty cool how you can put the 2 stacks of 6 as opposed to maybe, you know, one stack of 12. I think you get more money with 2 stacks of 6. Back. Let's put this on the front now. Stacks of 4. Why'd you do that? Pulls them in, doesn't it? What is it? There we go. I'm gonna load that one. It's like every time it wants to load to the back. Alright, well, let's just call that a load, right? Let's haul it down there. We'll pick these up. Try to not tip our load. Oh, we're getting dirty. Now this is a 12-meter trailer. There's also a 15 and a 20. I guess the 20-meter trailer you could do 3 stacks of 7, 14. Nope, that wouldn't work. 3 stacks of 6 would be a lot of trees. Hey Zai, what's up? We're just about ready to close out, actually. I'll haul this load down there and call her done for the night. Two small compartment trailers. Not really. Not that would be used for grain or anything. Now with it so bright, we can really look across the way.
You good, or you want me to finish?
I'm good. Take this load down. Then I'll come up and I'll load up those other logs and just leave them on the trailer.
I'll get rid of them then if I don't crash out. I don't know why the latency was awesome and my frame rates are awesome. I don't know why it just locked up.
Oh, okay. You would need a trailer that held straw and grain, or straw and oats. Yeah, Weasel needs to get this hay off the ground before it starts to snow. Funny, we got autoload off, but periodically we see a log flip. What capacity were you looking for? I think they only hold like 2,000 liters. So you could always use a pair of those smaller trailers. Those Metal Tech ones. I think they are. Now what I've taken to do is just put a bale in the straw trigger. Just let it sit there. Put a bale in the hay trigger and just let it sit there. And they will basically feed off of that. Then all I have to worry about is dumping oats every so often. Now for all those lights. Is that how yours was too?
Well, yeah. Sold like the bottom part, left the top floaters, and then those tips are like a pain in the butt to get rid of.
Oh, roof. Yeah, I didn't think about doing that up
And
floater.
yes, I found that roof at the entrance there a little low.
I didn't think about doing that until on this map, where we put some hay and silage bales in the sheep. And basically they were good for several days. They just slowly fed off that. Then when the bale goes away, we just put another bale there, and they're good for another few days. We will pull up our handy personal assistant here and repay some of that loan. Two more loads and we'll have the loan done for. Oh, wait. Completely forgot. Most maps, bales aren't accepted, are they? With the straw trigger. It only works on Emerald Coast and a few others. So what I do also is I put the bales in that Coon feed mixer. Holds like 11,000 liters. Basically put 3 straw bales in that, and then I just dump that in the trigger. A lot faster than the bale shredders. Still be able to put the hay bale, silage bale or whatever in the food trough. They'll work on Emerald Coast. Should probably leave a little bit of a tree buffer between our field and Jerry's. Might get confused.
Like a
Harvest our field
guardrail.
too. Yeah. Yeah, you could imagine trying to pull a 20-meter trailer through these roads and turns. I think that would get quite frustrating. I bet it did go poorly. You chose poorly. There's our soccer field. Lights up real nice at night. Whoa! Appear to have lost a log. Is it a modded stable or is it a map in map one? Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't have a bale trigger. Trailer just takes it away from you. Alright guys, so that is going to be it. We're going to call it for the night. Tomorrow night is Thursday. Don't know what I'm going to be doing Thursday. Friday night, I'm going to be putting up the weekend roundup together. And Saturday, I've got to basically stay available because my kid is going to be coming home late from a band trip. And she'll be getting home sometime around the time that we'll be toward the end of our stream. But yeah, I don't really want to cut the stream short just because, you know, she needs to be picked up. So we're just going to chillax and do something else Saturday night. So we'll probably be back streaming here on Sunday maybe. So until next time, guys, happy farming.